Imagine a world without processors. A daunting thought, isn't it? But there was a time when this was our reality. We're going back to the year 1971, a time when the Beatles were breaking up, hot pants were the height of fashion, and the world of computing was about to be revolutionized. Enter the Intel 4004, the first commercially available microprocessor. This was the spark that ignited the digital revolution, a tiny piece of silicon that would change the world. So what was the Intel 4004? It was a 4-bit central processing unit, or CPU, and it ran at a clock speed of about 740 kilohertz. Now, to put that into perspective, modern processors run at speeds measured in gigahertz. That's a million times faster. But back in the day, this was groundbreaking stuff. The 4004 was the brainchild of engineers at Intel, a company that was only 3 years old at the time. They were looking for a way to put more processing power into a smaller package, and they found it in the form of this tiny, revolutionary chip. But here's the interesting part. The Intel 4004 wasn't originally designed for computers. No, it was initially used for calculators. You see, back in the early 70s, calculators were big, bulky machines, and they needed a lot of power to run. The 4004 changed all that. It made it possible to build smaller, more affordable calculators, and that was just the beginning. The real game changer was when people realized that the same technology could be used to power computers. This opened up a whole new world of possibilities, and it set the stage for the digital revolution that was to come. So there you have it, the humble beginnings of the processor. It's hard to believe that this tiny chip, the Intel 4004, could have such a profound impact, but it did. It changed the way we think about computing, and it paved the way for the technological marvels we take for granted today. The Intel 4004 paved the way for the evolution of processors, and in turn, the transformation of our digital landscape. Fast forward to 1978, and we have the Intel 8086, the genesis of personal computing. The year was 1978, a remarkable period in the history of technology. As the disco era was in full swing, a quiet revolution was taking place in the world of computing. The protagonist of this revolution was none other than the Intel 8086, a piece of technology that would forever change the landscape of computing. The Intel 8086, fondly remembered as the first x86 processor, made its debut, marking the dawn of a new era. It was an impressive piece of hardware, boasting a 16-bit architecture. This meant it could process twice as much data as its 8-bit predecessors in a single clock cycle, a tremendous leap forward in efficiency and speed. But that's not all. The 8086 was a speed demon in more ways than one. With a clock speed of up to 10 megahertz, it outpaced many of its contemporaries. To put it into perspective, the 8086 was capable of executing up to 10 million instructions per second. This was a far cry from the snail-paced processing power of earlier machines. Yet, the real game changer came when IBM chose the Intel 8086 for its first personal computer. Until then, computers were mammoth machines that took up entire rooms. They were expensive and inaccessible to most people. But the IBM PC changed all that. It was small enough to fit on a desk and affordable enough for businesses, and even some households. And at the heart of this revolutionary machine was the Intel 8086. The launch of the IBM PC was a major milestone in desktop computing. It was the moment when computing power transitioned from the realm of large corporations and government agencies into our homes and offices. It was the moment when personal computing was born. With the Intel 8086 at its heart, the IBM PC brought computing power into our homes and offices. What started with the 8086 has evolved into the lightning-fast, multi-core processors we use today. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's take a moment to appreciate the humble beginnings of the personal computing revolution. As we entered the new millennium, processing power took a significant leap forward with the introduction of multi-core processors. Let's take a step back to 2005, a pivotal year in the history of computing. This was the year that Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD, launched the Athlon 64X2, the first mainstream dual-core processor. The significance of this event cannot be overstated. With 2 cores instead of 1, this processor could carry out 2 computing tasks simultaneously, effectively doubling its computing power. But what does it mean to have multiple cores in a processor? Picture yourself in a kitchen preparing a meal. If you're the only cook, you can only do one thing at a time. But if there are two cooks, you can chop vegetables while the other stirs the soup. Similarly, a multi-core processor can execute multiple instructions at the same time. And the benefits of multi-core processing extend beyond just raw performance. These processors are also more efficient. In our kitchen analogy, two cooks can prepare a meal faster than one cook, and thus use less energy. Likewise, a multi-core processor can complete tasks faster and go back to a low-power state more quickly, saving energy in the process. But it's not just about speed and efficiency. Multi-core processors have fundamentally changed the way we use computers. They've enabled more complex and demanding applications, from high-definition video editing to realistic 3D gaming and even artificial intelligence. In fact, today's world would not be possible without multi-core processors. They're at the heart of everything from smartphones to supercomputers, powering our digital lives and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Multi-core processing not only boosted performance but also paved the way for more complex and demanding applications. So as we continue to demand more from our digital devices, we can expect multi-core processors to continue evolving, getting even faster and more efficient, and enabling even more amazing applications. In the quest for speed and efficiency, Intel introduced two groundbreaking technologies: hyper-threading and turbo boost. Let's take a trip back to the year 2002. The tech world was abuzz with the introduction of hyper-threading, a technology designed to make more efficient use of processor resources. The concept behind hyper-threading is quite ingenious. It's like having two chefs in a kitchen instead of one. Each chef doesn't necessarily cook faster, but because they can work on different tasks simultaneously, the overall meal preparation is quicker. Hyper-threading works in a similar fashion. It allows a single processor to act like two separate processors to the operating system and the application software. Hence, it can handle two tasks or threads at the same time. Fast forward 6 years to 2008, and Intel once again brought innovation to the table with Turbo Boost. This technology is like a sprinter who can increase their speed when the finish line is in sight. Turbo Boost dynamically increases the processor's clock speed for a short period when the operating system requests the highest processor performance state. The result? A significant performance boost when you need it most. Both hyper-threading and Turbo Boost are about efficiency and performance. Hyper-threading ensures that no processor resource is left idle, while Turbo Boost provides an extra burst of processing power when required. These technologies help to usher in a new era of computing, where processors could do more, faster, and with greater efficiency. However, the journey didn't end there. Intel continued to refine and expand on these technologies, further pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Today, hyper-threading and Turbo Boost are staples in many of the processors we use, from desktops and laptops to servers and workstations. Hyper-threading and Turbo Boost were game changers, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible in processing speed and efficiency. And as we continue to innovate and evolve, who knows what the future of processor technology holds? Today, processors are more powerful and efficient than ever, driving not just our computers, but also our smartphones, cars, and even appliances. Now let's delve into the current landscape of desktop computing processors. The modern era of processors is a thrilling one, boasting of advancements that were once the stuff of science fiction. Leading the charge are tech giants Intel and AMD, both locked in a never-ending battle of innovation and performance. Intel, a name synonymous with processing power, continues to push the envelope with its latest series. The increased core counts and clock speeds are a testament to the company's relentless pursuit of performance. These processors are not just about raw power. They are also about efficiency, ensuring that your system runs smoothly while consuming less power. On the other side of the battlefield, there's AMD, a worthy adversary to Intel. AMD has been making waves with its Ryzen series, shaking up the status quo with its impressive core counts and clock speeds. But it's not all about power. AMD has also made significant strides in efficiency, making their processors a top choice for those who want a balance of performance and power consumption. But the story of modern processors doesn't end with desktops. These miniature powerhouses are the driving force behind emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning. They crunch through vast amounts of data, helping machines understand and learn from the world around them, opening up possibilities for smarter, more intuitive technologies. In the realm of gaming, Processors are rendering stunning, lifelike graphics and orchestrating immersive, interactive experiences. They're making virtual reality more realistic and augmented reality more seamless. In the field of scientific research, processors are helping to simulate complex phenomena, predict weather patterns, and even unlock the mysteries of the human genome. From the humble beginnings of the Intel 4004 to the powerhouse processors of today, it's clear. Processors are the heartbeat of our digital world. They are the unsung heroes, quietly powering our digital lives, enabling us to create, communicate, and explore in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago.